What's up, everybody? It's Josh from Thousand Echoes, and today I'm doing another off-the-cuff video just to give an update on what I've been up to the last few weeks, and also if you are following along with my injury, I wanted to give an update on how I'm doing and just share with you some insights, some encouragement that have come out of the last month. I was injured falling off of a chair on June 28th and landed on both of my wrists. Very, very hard landing, by the way. And it's already, I can't believe it, it's July 27th at the time of me making this video. So it's been a month, and boy, has it been a whirlwind. I made a video the day after the accident and was explaining where my mindset was at. A few days later, I had to go see the orthopedist to get the, kind of the update on the injury, and he was gonna read the scans and the x-rays and things. And as it turns out, both of my wrists were broken in that fall. I thought it was just the break on the left and a sprain on the right. Right now, you see me wearing a brace on the left-hand side, but I have an identical one for the right. It's just that this hand, the injury wasn't as bad on this side as it was on this side. The other news I got was that it was going to require surgery on my left wrist. And so I went in the day after I found out. It was quite a shock, and I'd never had a surgery before, but they did an amazing job. They made me feel very comfortable. I had a lot of anxiety going into it, but they assured me, hey, this is, a good thing to do. And it's going to allow you to practice mobility much sooner if you go this route, and it'll ensure it's going to be straight, when it heals. So I went ahead and did the surgery, and 2 days later started the songwriting camp that I got to do, and it was incredible. I had 11 students, and I got to just pour into them with encouragement, and I got to see just the lights go on and breakthroughs with some of the tools that I presented. I presented 6 songwriting tools to them, and my whole philosophy is, if you've listened to any of my videos, there are no rules, just tools in songwriting. And the reason that I say that is because I really believe that if you are free to create the songs that are in your head, that come out of you naturally, you don't really need somebody to give you a bunch of rules about songwriting and tell you that this is the way it is, this is the way you need to write. All you need is tools that will allow you to excel at the things that you are naturally gifted in as a songwriter and as an artist. Fix my sleeve. So I got to do that at this camp, and it was incredible. Every time that I would divide the kids up into practice rooms, many of them would come out with a brand new song or a brand new song idea. Some of them had never even written a song before in their lives, and they were just there doing it for the first time. And it was an incredible success to see every one of them come out with songs that they were able to perform for the final performance of this camp. But today I wanted to talk about limitations and how they can be used as fuel or a springboard for us to have creative breakthroughs, because it's certainly something that I was able to have at this camp. When I set the kids free into practice rooms one of the days, I decided I'd go into one of the practice rooms. There's a piano, and just see what would happen if I, chopstick style, plunked a couple notes out on the piano. I think I had 2 or maybe 3 fingers that I was able to use. And sure enough, in about 10 to 12 minutes, I'm sitting there and I walk out with a brand new song of my own. And during the next few days, I had this conversation with another faculty member about it. And I said, hey, I wrote this song. There was a faculty performance coming up where all the faculty gets together and, they're able to showcase to the campers. And so I asked this one faculty member who's a brilliant filmmaker and photographer. I said, would you be up for collaborating together and, you know, maybe come up with some visuals that could be projected behind me while I get on stage and play this song I wrote on piano. And he was totally in. He was just like, yes, let's do it. So I sent him the song, and he started doing all this really cool stuff. I'd never seen anybody do anything like this, but he was taking these little videos on his iPhone of various textures and doing screen records, and then, you know, changing the colors and doing all this stuff. And he created this visual projected behind me on stage. Then he said, why don't we make a music video out of it? And so he went back to Portland, grabbed his custom, you know, camera rig, brought it back, and during the performance, he actually filmed me. He walked around the piano while I was on stage. And, you know, things looked very dramatic because at the time I still had a splint after the surgery, and I had, you know, brace on this hand as well. So it really created kind of this mood and this atmosphere and this sort of drama type element to it. And he created one of the most beautiful music videos that I think I've ever been part of. Out of that, I see a burgeoning, you know, collaboration with him to do more. His name is Patrick O'Meara. I'll give a shout out to Patrick right now. And we are planning to do some more, and I can't wait for you to, you know, meet Patrick as part of my channel. I'm going to bring him in to do an interview of sorts, and we're just going to talk creativity. We're going to probably walk through some of the process of, you know, what we did to create this piece. So it's very cool. I'm excited about that. But yeah, it was all about what do we do when there are limitations put on us as creatives. We still have this need to create. You know, just because I broke 2 wrists, that's nothing that's going to stop me from trying to create something, no matter how limited I am. And I think it was a cool thing to be able to share with the students of the camp as well. Creating this piece was an opportunity for us to show the students that you can do anything you want, regardless of your limitations. And in fact, that can be a superpower for you if you let it be. And what I really want to share and show is that, like, man, press into that, press into the adversity. You know, for me, breaking the wrists, I have really seen it as an invitation to just go deeper into creativity and what can I do with these limitations? You know, because I believe, I feel strongly that some of the best art that anyone creates is when they've got those limitations placed on them. And so that was really a fun experiment and a fun exercise, and ultimately what Patrick and I have come out with, along with some collaboration from some of the other camp faculty that helped with some of the lighting in the stage. We came out with something that we're really excited to share. One more thing that I wanted to mention, and it's an interview that I recently saw with Damian Lillard. Now, I'm a huge Blazers fan, so the fact that Damian Lillard is coming back to Portland after his big Achilles tendon injury is a really exciting thing. You know, regardless of where he's at in his career, I know he's kind of reaching the last few years of his career. He's coming back home to Portland, and I've been a Portland Trailblazers fan for a long time, ever since I was a kid. Damian Lillard is a Blazers legend. Whether or not you're a sports fan, you know, it doesn't really matter. He said something in this interview that I thought was just incredible. It echoes the sentiment that I've had ever since I was injured with my wrists. And I'm not trying to compare myself to Damian Lillard here, but he said something that I thought was so cool, something that's very inspiring. And in fact, it ignited my drive and my passion even more to heal up. Somebody asked him, what was going through your mind when you had that Achilles tendon tear? And I'm paraphrasing here. He said something to the effect of, even through the pain, it hurt a lot, but the first thing that I thought was, I get to come back from an Achilles tendon injury. Now, I'm just blown away by that statement. If you know anything about Damian Lillard, and if you've ever listened to him speak in interviews, you know that this man, he's an incredibly inspirational player, has an amazing head on his shoulders, and he's obviously incredibly talented. But when he said that, it was just I was like, oh my gosh, that resonates so much with me. It's crazy to feel like, when am I going to get to be able to play guitar again, or play music again, or do this or that or the other? You know, even just doing the dishes is challenging for me right now. But to hear Damian Lillard say that was just, it was big time for me. So I wanted to pay that forward. If you haven't seen that interview, it's worth checking out, you know? And it doesn't matter if you're an athlete or not. I would encourage you creatives, you songwriters, to seek out all kinds of people who are providing that level of inspiration. It doesn't matter where you get your inspiration. It just matters that you continue to seek it out, and that you continue to seek out encouragement and positivity in your journey, because it's challenging to be a songwriter, right? It's challenging to be a creative, especially in these times where creativity appears to be outsourced to algorithms and computers with the rise of AI. I feel almost as hopeful as I ever was about the future of creativity. And it's people like Damian Lillard who are facing adversity that are providing me with some inspiration and some comfort when I need it too. So that's all I've got for right now. I know this is kind of a long-winded video. I just thought I'd get on and just share my heart, kind of share where things are at, and just, again, continue to encourage you. If you liked what you heard today, would love for you to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so that you can see when I post videos. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching if you got all the way to the end here. And above all things, stay creative and stay human. Hey everybody, I just wanted to invite you to download a free copy of my ebook, Songwriter's SOS. SOS stands for Spark, Optimize, and Seek. Spark inspiration with gratitude. Optimize your environment and routine, and seek new experiences and perspectives. In this ebook, I talk about some of the ways that you can optimize your life for creativity. I've got some prompts for you and some exercises for you, but it expands on everything I talk about in these YouTube videos: how to break through creative blocks, how to generate endless song ideas. It's completely free. Just sign up for my newsletter and I'll send it straight to your inbox. Hit the link in the description and grab your copy of it now. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing Songwriter's SOS with you, my free ebook.